Hello, my name is Brooke, and I am a senior fellow this year for the site Linares in Espirito Santo. I'm going to talk about a transformation of one of my students last year. Um, so I'll start from the beginning. Uh, the day we were assigned our students last year, and they all got added into our Facebook group, I remember one of them actually sent me a message and he said Google Hangout. And I was like, okay. And I hadn't even talked to them or anything yet. The assignments for the week wasn't even posted yet, but he gave me his email and I added him on Google Hangout. And I remember it was like 7 o'clock here, so it was pretty late there. And he didn't say anything on the Google Hangout at first. He just kind of sat there, and I tried talking to him, and he would just say the basic words like hello, and he was just so nervous. And I remember my stepmom was in the room as well, and she was like trying to talk to him, and he would just laugh and he wouldn't say much, and he didn't understand what my stepmom and I were saying, and so we were just all kind of like laughing and didn't really know what to do. But he talked to me for like an hour or two that night, just trying to practice the words he had developed previously. And I think he was just super excited to actually get the opportunity to speak the English that he's been learning, but he didn't really understand what I was saying, so there was a lot of laughter. I even tried to teach him a knock knock joke that night, and I remember it was the one that goes, knock knock, who's there? Interrupting cow, interrupting moo. But it took forever to finally get him to understand what a knock knock joke was and how to present it, and we got to the whole end. He's like, oh, and he went, Brooke, what is moo in English? And I was like, moo, and he's like, oh, English is very easy. So we were laughing about that, but as time progressed, he was very shy whenever we were in the group, but he constantly would reach out to me via message and ask to do private Google Hangouts, and he would ask questions about his English homework that he had. And in phase two, he was so nervous on the first day. He like when I saw him, he kind of like hid because he was just so nervous, but he still constantly reached out to me in private and through the Facebook message. And towards the end of phase two, I could just see his confidence with the group grew immensely. Like everyone thought he was just scared and stuff, which he was, but by the end he was actually helping the other students with their English, which was really cool to see. And then in phase three, actually it was after phase three, is I think the day before Christmas or something, he called me on Google Hangout, and my whole family was here from California, and I was talking to him, and we were talking and laughing, and then my stepmom was like, is that Otavio? And he was the one who was in the Google Hangout previously with my stepmom. I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh my gosh, he speaks so well. And I guess being with him through that whole process, I didn't really realize how much he grew, and it was in that moment that I was like, that's true. The first Google Hangout, he could hardly understand us, and now he's here just talking to my whole family, just chatting it up. So that was one of the coolest things I think I saw, is that even though he was pretty nervous throughout the whole thing, it was just amazing seeing his English grow and then actually seeing him help out the other students as well. So that's my story.